by for start of game. Okay, we're set.
Honey, could you pass the salt?
In order.
We're at 30 seconds.
Oh, hi, I'm Donnie. I need to know how many people would like to partake in our little game. All alone? Here's hoping some jaunty trivia can fend off the crushing loneliness. What's your name? Fantastic. Now listen up for your instructionals. Questions will ameliorize before you. Select the boutonniere next to the correct answer. And you have to watch out for the timer that's ticking away. The more promptly you buzz in, the more regal tender you'll make. Or squeender.
We're almost at places. 10 seconds.
Be careful out there.
Give me a milkshake check.
6, 5,
Okay, fade to black.
3.
If you're just calling to annoy us, please wait for the beep, then hang up.
I am Cookie Masterson, and this game may contain mild violence and full frontal donkey nudity. Playing alone, I see. What else is new? And your wrong answer of the game is being sponsored by
Supreme Court Children's Vitamins. There may not be a lot of vitamins in hamburger, but there are plenty of vitamins in Warren Burger.
Pick the wrong answer associated with our sponsor to win a fabulous prize and big cash. All right, we're taking off. First up, astronomy. How many Earths could you stuff into the volume of Uranus before it just couldn't take anymore? 6, 63, 630, or 6,300? You could fit a little over 63 Earths into the massive volume of Uranus. 64 if you really relax. Why not try $5 artwork? Suppose Jackson Pollock had become a sandwich artist at Subway. What would his supervisor have noted about his performance? Wastes time by precisely laying each vegetable? Overuses the Pollock was a pioneer of the drip method, a style where forceful, rapid, and impulsive strokes of paint, were directly applied onto the canvas. And in the time it took to complete this question, 5 new Subways just opened up in your town. Enjoy! Here's one I like to call, Who's the Dummy? So, I've been practicing ventriloquism lately, and I'm getting pretty good. I just have a little trouble with my B's, P's, and M's. Anyway, I'd like to introduce my partner, Billy O'Brien. Say hello, Billy O'Brien. Hello, Dilly O'Brien.
One's made of skin, one's made of wood, so who's the dummy?
Not me. Billy, it's good to see you.
Wish I could say the same thing, Dunny.
Just get on with the question.
Calm down, Mr. Nan. So I've been planning a trick to get away from this, Dunny, that for some unresolved legal trodlins, I can't have a task tort. Which of these tropical destinations is a U.S. territory and therefore wouldn't require a task tort to travel to? The Bahamas, Cuba, Guam, or Dominican Republic? Guam is United States territory.
You know, Billy, wherever you go, I have to go too.
You think I don't know that? You know how embarrassing it is for me when I'm on a date and I need you to unzip my pants?
Everybody quattro, everybody quattro, hey!
How about, I'll dance, but I'm not wearing a hard hat? Which of these characters is not dressed to resemble a member of the Village People? Woody from Toy Story, Bob the Builder, Captain Hook, or Chief Wiggum? Construction worker, cop, and cowboy are all Village People. Pirate is not. I always wondered what village those people came from. Wherever it was, it seemed very fun and career-oriented.
Where's the vibe, girl? Rock my world, girl. Ooh, yeah.
And on its way, Pope Rock. And it's a dis or dat. I'm gonna read off 7 names. For each one, tell me if it's the name of a pope or the name of a Britney Spears song. If it's a pope, press the number 1. If it's from Britney, Press 2. Each one right gets you 300 delicious communion wafers. Each one wrong costs you 300 strands of hair. And God says you must finish this thing in 30 seconds or less, or he will send Kevin Federline to your house. We good? Here we go. Innocent. Lucky. Urban. Outrageous. Hilarious. Toxic. Lonely. May the Lord and Britney Spears in a Catholic schoolgirl costume be with you. Another thing the Pope and Britney have in common, neither of them wear panties. That about does it for round 1. And you're sitting pretty for someone so ugly. Keep in mind, all the prizes are doubled in round 2. And remember, big cash prizes can be yours if you find the wrong answer of the game. Let's keep going. Open wide for I Pezzed My Pants. Suppose Pez comes out with a Perez Hilton dispenser. If your Perez Hilton Pez is packed completely full of Pez, just like Perez is chock full of juicy celebrity gossip, how many Pez could you suck from Perez's neck? 8 Pez per Perez Pez? 10 Pez per Perez Pez? A standard Pez dispenser, whether shaped like Perez or not, holds 12 pieces of candy. And they say eating too much candy is bad for your health, but I have to say it's probably better for you than reading his blog. Pucker up for hole in more than one. Since Tiger Woods got married in 2004, in which year was Tiger Woods' wood anniversary? 2005, 2006, 2008, or 2009? The 5-year anniversary is the Wood anniversary, and 2009 was the year of Wood's, hard times. Yeah, I'm guessing he wishes there was a little less wood that year.
Looking chickens picking out a mate. Guess I'll marry 8.
Coming up next, foodies in a half shell. Given the dietary habits of tortoises, what would the Teenage Mutant Ninja Tortoises most likely order at Pizza Hut? A Super Supreme Pizza? Meat Lovers Pizza? Correct answer, show yourself. Unlike turtles, most tortoises are herbivores, meaning they only eat plants. So the Teenage Mutant Ninja Tortoises would probably order the Veggie Lovers Pizza. Also, and I've done some research on this, very few tortoises are actually ninjas. This pizza has the wrong answer baked right into the crust. But your supreme mistake has brought you a supreme reward because you've just won Supreme Court Children's Vitamins. Nothing keeps children happy and healthy like John Roberts, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and Samuel Alito.
Yeah! I'm on Clarence Thomas!
This wrong answer of the game comes with a bundle of cash worth $8,000. Congratulations.
Strolling through the park with the sarsaparilla. For me, I'm 99.
Take a stab at. Don't come in here, I'm feldsparring. What do a Victoria's Secret model and the mineral feldspar have in common? Both are extremely hot, both are partially synthetic. The cleavage of a mineral refers to the way it can be split along a parallel surface, and feldspars is perfect in one direction. So that's what a Victoria's Secret model and feldspar have in common. And also both rarely speak English.
Hold me, never let me go. And my dream questions.
It's time for Harold and Kumar Go to the Middle Ages. If it were like the castles of yore, how could White Castle defend itself from the marauding Harold and Kumar? Paint the restaurant black? Build the restaurant in a valley? One incredibly horrific means of defending a castle was to pour hot oil on attackers from up above. It was also how medieval chefs got the idea to deep fry meat. Brace yourself for the attack. When you see 2 clues that match, press the number 1. $4,000 if you're right, 4,000 gone if you're wrong. And most importantly,
Remember the clue.
It's gotta be a match that fits this clue. The hair up there. For some, every day's a bad hair day. Good luck. That's all she wrote! What's underneath your hair? A brain full of useless information, that's what.
You don't know Jack!
That's a wrap. Donnie, what's happening?
All right, give me the hey sign.
Here on the Dow Jones dropped about 11.
This is 30 seconds, folks.
Bonjour, they call me Donnie. Please to inform me of the sad. You have no fiends. Go ahead and give me your name then. Perfect.
We're almost at go. 10 seconds.
All my breast.
Cow check, please.
6, 5,
Okay, fade to black.
From the makers of Flatulence, the scented suppositories.
Hi, I'm Cookie, and 4 out of 5 dentists agree I'm a great kisser. Listen, don't worry. I find that most people enjoy playing alone. And the wrong answer of the game is brought to you by
Fistable Bowling Equipment, Inc. Bury yourself in your ball, right up to your wrist. Fistable Bowling Equipment.
Sniff out our sponsor's wrong answer of the game and you'll end up with a great prize and serious cash. Okay, let's hit it. Okay, to get things started, Muppet rabies. Considering their natural life cycles, which Muppet baby shouldn't have arms? Baby Fozzie, Baby Roll. Frogs are armless tadpoles during the early stages of their life cycles. So really, Baby Kermit shouldn't have any arms or legs. Or be able to talk, or sleep in a crib with a bear and a pig. Now that I think about it, there are a lot of problems with that show. Next up, Girl Got Issues. If Joan of Arc revealed her visions on the Dr. Phil show, what would he tell her? Let's get real, you don't really want to kill your dad. Maybe the dragon you're really afraid of. Let me show you something. Joan of Arc claimed to hear the voices of Saints Michael, Catherine, and Margaret, which persuaded her to save France from the English attempt at conquest in the 100 Years' War. But Dr. Phil only answers to one voice, and that's Oprah. No, her head wasn't in the gutter. And you know what else is never in the gutter? A one-hole Fistable bowling ball. Just like the one you just won from Fistable Bowling Equipment, Inc. Because when life gives you a 7-10 split, you should fist it hard. Today's wrong answer of the game earns you $4,000. Enjoy. This one's known as All Headbands on Deck. If the CEO of Old Navy required his employees to refer to him as the highest naval officer rank, how should he be addressed? The captain of cargo pants? The master commander of mittens? The lieutenant commander of legging? In the naval hierarchy, the fleet admiral is the highest possible ranking. But that's just his day title. At home, he requires his family to refer to him as the seaman of boxer shorts. Here's a good one. Intern Art History 101. And yep, it's a this or that. I'm gonna read off 7 names. For each one, tell me if it's a video with over 250,000 views on YouTube or a painting by Renoir. If it's a YouTube video, press 1 on your keyboard. If it's a Renoir painting, press the number 2. Each one right gets you $300. But get one wrong, $300 goes down the YouTube, and you've got 30 seconds to paint this picture. Cool, let's do it. Woman in a rocking chair. 2 young girls at the piano. Dog eats dinner. Great lady fall. Young boy with a cat. History of dance. Nude on cushion. As Renoir would say, dude, you totally pwned. Look, I dare you to find me a work of art in the Louvre that is better than a cat playing a piano. I mean, it's a cat playing piano. No, don't stop. Don't stop.
Where's the vibe, girl? Rock my world, girl. Ooh, yeah.
Up next, it's in the mole. If I wanted to whack one mole worth of moles during a game of whack-a-mole, how many would that be? 3.14159 moles? One mole is a unit of measurement used in chemistry that is equal to Avogadro's number, which is roughly 602 followed by 21 zeros. That's a lot of moles. And whacking that many moles will win me 25.3 billion Dave & Buster's prize tickets, which is almost enough to win an ashtray and a comb. Round 1 is complete. And surprisingly, you're doing pretty well. Don't forget, all the questions in round 2 are worth double. Let's get back to the action. Coming up, stop eating your crayons. Which of these is not a Crayola crayon eating another Crayola crayon? An elephant eating a peanut, a manatee eating a salmon, a canary eating an inchworm, or a beaver eating macaroni and cheese? I kid you not, Crayola has 120 of what they call core colors, and 6 of them are manatee, salmon, canary, inchworm, beaver, and macaroni and cheese. There is no elephant or peanut. Some other actual Crayola colors I could have used: a timber wolf eating asparagus, a pink flamingo eating cotton candy, and a beaver eating macaroni and cheese. Wait, did I already mention that? I guess I did. Oh well, I just wanted to be sure I mentioned a beaver eating macaroni and cheese. Well, let's beaver eating macaroni and cheese on to the next question. May I introduce... My eyebrows are lettuce and my gym teacher married me. Oh man, I had another really bonkers dream last night. Oh, eating pizza and watching a movie before bed. Why can't I quit you? Anyway, in the dream, I figured out a way to live among my cats, Mayonnaise and Poopsie, by downloading my brain into a fake cat. I learned about and became a part of their cat culture. Meow. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. But then my mom attacked all of us and destroyed the giant tree where we all lived. Which is crazy because my mom really is a cat person. Anyway, what freaking movie was I watching last night that gave me such a weird dream? Watchmen? Oh yeah, I was watching James Cameron's Avatar. Overall, it was a pretty amazing dream. I mean, I wouldn't award it Best Dream of the Year or anything, but it was good. The part where I attached my ponytail to my cat was a little awkward, though.
Fucking chickens picking out a mate. Guess I'll marry 8.
Take a good look at who arted. Which of these classic toys would French artist Georges Seurat probably enjoy the most? Play-Doh, alphabet magnets, Light-Bright, or Etch-a-Sketch? Georges Seurat is considered the father of pointillism, a painting technique using a combination of colored dots just like a Light-Bright. And speaking of classic toys, Silly Putty is great if you want to counterfeit any works of art, except that they always come out in reverse and flesh-colored.
Scrolling through the park with the sarsaparilla. For me, I'm
I call this one Windows 7. Which musician could not use his or her name as a Windows file name? Kesha, Questlove, Will.i.am, or Old Dirty Bastard? Windows file names cannot contain a less than, greater than, colon, double quotation mark, forward or backslash, vertical bar, asterisk, or question mark. So Questlove couldn't name a file with his name on a Windows computer. But he could just pick a different symbol. Well, almost any symbol. He couldn't be colon love.
Hold me, never let me go. Am I dreaming?
Next, hopscotch on the rocks. Okay, take a moment to collect your thoughts. This next question is going to require some high-level mathematical thinking. What I'm about to ask you has puzzled humans for centuries. Ready? How many squares do you make when you play Foursquare? 4, 5, 6, or 8? There are the 4 titular squares, of course. Then there's the one big square they make up together. I was going to ask how many squares there are in a tic-tac-toe board, but I didn't want to blow your mind. Step right. You already know the rules. Off you go. What does your P mean? My P is just perfect. Good luck. There you have it! Well, you really know your P's. I bet you never fell for the old ICUP trick. ICUP.
You don't know Jack!
Nice work, folks. Donnie, what's going on?
Okay, keep me a piece if you'd like to engage in another tourniquet of wits.
The kidney transplant you're waiting for. Now you can choose.
30 seconds to places.
Well, howdy, I'm Donnie. Won't you please informate me how many players we have? Okay, then. One indivisible. Fantastic. Now enter your name for me. Excellent.
Pull it together, folks. 10 seconds.
Bye, Curian.
Let's check the barn door.
6, 5,
Let's go to black.
3.
Taste the memory.
Hey, I'm Cookie, and not a single one of these hostages leaves until I get my chopper. Nobody wanted to play with you, huh? It's like grammar school all over again. And today's wrong answer of the game is brought to you by
Buoyant Baby Water Cribs. Because waterbeds aren't just for bachelors from the early 80s anymore.
Try to choose the wrong answer, brought to you by our sponsor, to get prizes and cash. Okay, it's time. First, she sounds a little hoarse. If Lady Gaga performed naked on a horse, then let's face it, it's likely. Which lady would she be impersonating? Lady Godiva, Lady Madonna, Lady... According to popular legend, Lady Godiva rode through the town of Coventry stark naked to oppose the high taxes imposed by her husband. Doesn't sound much like a lady to me. Gaga may be on a horse, but she'd rather take a ride on your disco stick. Am I getting old? What the hell is a disco stick? I'm sure it's dirty, but in what way? And now, I'm feeling butter, thank you. Suppose I Can't Believe It's Not Butter comes out with a 5 stages of grief line of products. After I Can't Believe It's Not Butter, which product would come next in the line? I'm very angry that it's not butter. I've lost all hope because it's not butter. I've come to terms with it not being butter, or I'll do any... In the Kubler-Ross model of grief, the 5 stages are denial, followed by anger, then bargaining, depression, and acceptance. And I have to be honest, I'd totally buy a product called I'm Very Angry That It's Not Butter. Especially if they got Mel Gibson for the commercials, and he was yelling at a piece of toast. Say hello to... Mr. Blackwell meets Mrs. Dash, and it's a dis or dat. I'm gonna read off 7 things. For each one, tell me if it's a kind of spice or a fashion faux pas caused by too tight clothing. If it's a spice, press 1. If it's a fashion faux pas, press 2. Oh, am I wasting your time? Excuse me. Candle nut. Spikenard, camel toe, catnip, mono boob, front butt, Chinese anise. Yeah, a little bland. Next time, add a little salt to your wrongness. Now, I know candle nut is just a kind of spice, but I swear once in college, I saw something disturbing that perfectly fits that description. Here's one for you. Thou shalt not veg. Which of these shows would not violate one of the 10 commandments? Wife swap, prison break, American Idol, or diagnosis murder? Thou shalt not break out of prison is not one of the 10 commandments. So if you're ever in prison and you decide to break out, just know that God is totally behind you.
Where's the vibe, girl? Rock my world, girl. Ooh, yeah.
Let's try. Did you catch the mugger's mug? Something feels off today. I can't quite put my thumb on it. Let's see. I came in yelling at the staff. I threw jelly donuts at the craft services guy. I burned money in front of my director to reflect my higher status. That's been an average day. Oh, I know. I haven't read my fortune cookie from last night.
Cookie, fortune with cookie messages.
Okay. Here we go. Watch out for those with big egos. Well, considering the sizes of their heads, whom should I be most cautious of? The Statue of Liberty, the Sphinx, the guys on Mount Rushmore, or God on the Sistine Chapel ceiling? With faces about 60 feet tall, the fellas on Mount Rushmore have the largest heads, with the Sphinx coming in second with a 30-foot mug. It's easy to have an ego when you're the biggest thing in South Dakota, or the only thing in South Dakota. Hey, I could go on all day with jokes about South Dakota, like, no, wait, I guess I can't. There isn't really anything else to say about South Dakota. Oh, thank you. That's round 1. And you've got a pretty nice score. It's a shame there's nobody here to share it with. Remember, in round 2, every question is worth double. And don't forget, keep an eye out for the wrong answer of the game. It's still out there. All right, you ready? Too bad. This one's called New Jersey's Shore is Getting Old. Suppose Snooki and the gang shoot a special edition of MTV's Jersey Shore in South America. If it's set near an actual ocean shore, what might it be called? Paraguay Shore, Bolivia Shore, Mali Shore, or Uruguay Shore? The situation with this country is that it's landlocked. I so wanted you to pick this one. Uruguay is located on the southeastern coast of South America. I think as a sign of good diplomacy, we owe it to the people of Uruguay to not expose them to the cast of Jersey Shore. Here we have, why the long face, Ann? What could conservative spokesperson Ann Coulter do to make herself coltier? Age about 10 years, sterilize herself, get a sex change, or shave her mane? A colt is a young male horse, so the first thing Anne should do would be to get a sex change. She's halfway there. She's got balls.
Fucking chickens picking out a mate. Guess I'll marry 8.
Take a stab at eHarmony equals MC squared. As you know, I've been single for a while now, and that's great because I love having me time, 24 hours a day. But I keep seeing these eHarmony ads talking about 29 dimensions of compatibility, but I wonder, maybe it's not scientific enough. If eHarmony pre-screened people based on the number of space-time dimensions identified in modern string theory, what would I have to look forward to? 1 worthless dimension of compatibility, 11 dimensions of decent compatibility, 33 dimensions of amazing According to M theory, an expansion of string theory, there are 11 possible space-time dimensions. So with its 29 dimensions of compatibility, eHarmony kicks string theory's ass. Oh, that settles it. I'm signing up for eHarmony right now. Okay, let me just check out the website on my phone here. A 45-minute questionnaire? Oh, that.
Strolling through the park with the sarsaparilla. For me, I'm 99.
Let's try a fun string theory question. Which of these children's string games would the girls in the Crucible be suspected of playing? Cat's Cradle, Apache Door? Next time, try this. The Crucible by Arthur Miller is about the Salem witch trials. Man, it must have been crazy to live in a time where everyone was really paranoid and suspected every other person of being a terrorist. I'm glad we live in today. No, and cats don't belong in a cradle. But you know what does? Water! Like in a water crib. Just like the one you won from Buoyant Baby Water Cribs. Buoyant Baby Water Cribs. Your baby will drown in comfort. This wrong answer of the game nets you a handsome $8,000. Yeah, you're welcome.
Hold me, never let me go.
Am I dreaming?
Question time.
May I introduce Hedwig and the Angry Grinch. Let's say that the size of a normal heart is large. By the end of How the Grinch Stole Christmas, what size is the Grinch's heart? Small, medium, extra large, or... The Grinch's heart starts out 2 sizes too small and then grows 3 sizes that day. So it would have gone from small, 2 sizes less than large, up to extra large, 3 sizes up from small. And if you don't think an organ can shrink and grow like that, you've never seen me in a swimsuit. Welcome to the... Oh, I'll just shut my mouth then. Here's your clue. BFFs. These twosomes are thick as thieves. Good luck. That's the game! Wow, all hail the leader of the trivia world! Wait, what? No? Okay, so technically I cannot just make you leader. Apparently the real leader of the trivia world gets all bent out of shape about that.
You don't know Jack!
That'll do it, folks. What's going on, Donnie?
So, are you thinking you'd like to...
Himself, the barefoot bandit was...
We're going in 30 seconds.
Donnie here at your back and calm. Please fill me in on the number of players. One little player. Oh well, why don't you enter your name? Why don't you enter your name? Why don't you?
Fly in the bush.
That's like an old woman.
Fantastic.
Okay, you're ready on set. 10 seconds.
Off you glow.
Let's have a crash check.
6,
Press A
5,
to
Go to black?
Go ahead and touch
3.
someone with other people's fingers.
Hey, Cookie here. I believe Cool Runnings is the finest movie ever made about a Jamaican bobsled team. I'd say it was sad you're playing alone, but you already know that. And our wrong answer of the game is sponsored by...
Fatmouth Fascist Fish, the animatronic fish that's sweeping the nation. He sings, he moves, he hates democracy. Fatmouth Fascist Fish.
If you happen to find our sponsor's wrong answer of the game, you'll be rewarded with big prizes and cash. All right, let's move. Let's start with architecture. I'm having a beer party this weekend. It's just like other parties except with beer. Suppose I fashion an archway of different beer cases. Where should I put the keystone? Bottom middle case, bottom right case. The keystone is the apex of the arch, locking the other pieces in position. I also plan to fashion a decorative harp out of cases of harp. Next, in the beginning there was candy. Which of these candy names best describes a supernova? Ring Pop, Starburst, Milky Way, or Airhead? When a star explodes, it's called a supernova. And it may leave behind a red dwarf, which is awesome because red is my favorite flavor. Next up, J-Wo. If you have a JPEG of J-Lo and it's of a place on J-Lo's body that matches what the J in JPEG stands for, what do you have a digital picture of? Jennifer Lopez's junk? Jennifer Lopez's jaw? JPEG, the most common of digital photograph formats, stands for Joint Photographic Experts Group. So you'd have a picture of her joints, perhaps a sexy knuckle or a hot elbow. Of course, a single photograph isn't what you want. What you want is a nice 2-hour moving picture such as Geely or Monster-in-Law. Yeah, that's what you want.
Everybody quattro, hey!
This one's known as Toys R. Kelly, and it's a this or dat. I'm gonna read off 7 things. For each one, tell me if it's the name of an R. Kelly album, or a toy you'd find at Toys R Us. If it's an R. Kelly album, press the number 1. If it's a toy from Toys R Us, press the number 2. Each one right will be $300, which buys a lot of action figures. But get one wrong and $300 are out. And you've got 30 seconds to toy around. Alrighty then, here it comes. Chocolate Factory. Marshmallow Blaster, Water Pop Blaster, 12 Play, Rockstar Bounce House, Double Up, Rock and Roll Girls. On the one hand, you could say you did close enough to getting them all right. On the other hand, wasn't close enough R. Kelly's legal defense? I heard Toys R Us was going to sell an R. Kelly action figure. It's the only action figure that can't get within a 20-mile radius of children.
Where's the vibe, girl? Rock my world, girl. Ooh, yeah.
And now, the Primordial Bread Bowl. If Panera honored the prehistoric supercontinent that consisted of all the continents smushed together with a sandwich that smushed all of Panera's sandwiches together, what would it be called? Panera's Pancetta Panini? Panera's Panacea Panini? Pangea is the landmass that before continental drift was comprised of all the major continents. And like the Pangea, once it's in your stomach, it splits apart and rapidly drifts toward your South Pole. That's all we got for round 1. And you've got a decent score there. Don't screw it up. Don't forget, in round 2, all the cash is doubled. And hint, hint, the wrong answer of the game is still there for the taking. Okay then, here we go. Here's one I like to call Sham Ow! I assume you've seen those commercials for the slap chop and the Sham Wow. Say you have a horrible kitchen accident and kill someone with a slap chop. If one Sham Wow soaks up 25 ounces of liquid as advertised and your victim has 11 pints of blood, how many Sham Wows will you need? 8 Sham Wows, 18 Sham Wows, 28 Sham Wows, or... There are 16 ounces in a pint, thus the math comes out to about 7.04 Sham Wows to do the job. So to play it safe, you'd want to use 8. Now to get rid of the body, you're going to want to go with the Ronco 5-tray electric food dehydrator and beef jerky maker.
Question 7!
Up next, Enfuego! Anybody who knows me knows I enjoy 3 things: waffles, children's toys, and spaghetti sauce. Not necessarily in that order. And speaking of order,
It's the put the choices into order, then buzz in and see if you are right.
and because this one's a little tougher, I'm giving out a $1,000 bonus to anybody who gets it right. Put these products in chronological order based on the year they were first introduced. Lego Prego Eggo, Eggo Lego Prego, Prego Lego Eggo, or Lego Eggo Prego. Legos were invented in the early 1930s and hit the market in 1949. Eggo waffles were the first frozen waffles, and they were invented in 1953. And Prego pasta sauce came way later in 1981. You just picked up an extra $1,000 for that. But if I had to pick just one, I'd pick the waffles, because you could theoretically build a toy spaceship out of waffles. And waffles taste pretty good on spaghetti.
Fucking chickens picking out a mate. Guess I'll marry 8.
And on its way, don't eat the brown aspic. Which of these jam bands is singing a song about jam? Moe's singing My Mashed Fruit, Pulp and All. Widespread Panic singing I'll Heat You to a Paste. Want to see the answer? Jam is made of fruits mashed whole, whereas jelly is made of fruit juice. Marmalade is often bitter, and Jell-O jigglers jiggle. So why is it when you're hanging outside a Moe concert, all you can find to eat is a sandwich made of organic mushrooms, hemp, and 7-grain bread? That was a fishy answer. So here's something fishy in return. Your very own fat-mouthed fascist fish from the annoying animatronic fish company. Because if you hang it up on a wall, it should talk. Today's wrong answer of the game is worth a whopping $8,000. Enjoy.
Strolling through the park with the sarsaparilla. For me, I'm not.
Take a good look at the Fast and the Gaseous. What would Vin Diesel have to do if he wanted to change his name to Vin Unleaded Gasoline? Beef himself up to become heavier and oilier? Become more refined as an actor? Put more energy into his work? Gasoline goes through more of a refining process than diesel fuel. You can't refine Vin Diesel. He's too tough and reckless to tame. Just like me. Oops, my rose hip tea is ready.
Hold me, never let me go.
Am I dreaming?
Here's a good one. Caribbean blue humor. What's the capital city of the Turks and Caicos Islands? Petersore, Dickhurt City, Peckersting, or Cockburn Town? Yep, Cockburn Town is the capital of the sunny Caribbean islands of Turks and Caicos. So if you go, make sure you take plenty of ointment. Brace yourself. Oh, do you need to be somewhere? My mistake. Here's your clue. Ante up. I've got antes in my panties. No, wait, that's gross. Good luck. There it is! I hate you.
You don't know Jack!
Nice one, folks. Okay, Donnie, let us know what we're doing.
All right then. Have you